everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today is a exciting video because I am talking all about online classes, okay? And if your schedule for next semester is anything like mine, then all your classes are probably going to be online. So I hope that this video helps you guys. I have taken online classes before all this corona stuff, even before last semester when all the classes switched to online. I had taken a couple of online classes. So I hope my tips and tricks will help you guys next semester with all of the new online classes that are coming up. I've made a list of a few of the things that I always do when doing my online classes to let you guys in on, give you the scoop, the tea, so you guys know everything there is to know about online classes and how to survive them. If you are new here, hi, my name is Kennedy and I am a junior in college studying elementary education. Alright guys, let's get into the video. So the first thing that I want to say about online classes is that whenever you work on them or you have Zoom meetings or anything like that, you need to have a set area where you always do your online stuff, and that area needs to be somewhere other than your bed, okay? I know a lot of people do their online classes and their Zoom meetings in their bed, but that's not really that good for you, because when you're in your bed, you're supposed to be sleeping and you're supposed to be relaxing. And it's not good to do all of your work in your bed because your body thinks that you are gonna be sleeping and you're supposed to be tired. So you're not gonna focus as much on all of your online work. And then when you go to sleep, your mind is gonna start racing and it's gonna be like, oh, I have this work to do, I have all these things that I need to do, when in reality you just need to go to sleep. But your mind is doing that because if you work in your bed, then you're going to start thinking that that's what you should always be doing. So then you're not going to be able to sleep. And it will be hard for you at first to do that work in your bed. So I would suggest getting a desk, or maybe working at your kitchen table or dining room table or something like that. That's what I've been doing. I am getting a desk hopefully for this upcoming semester because I do not have one. So hopefully that all works out and I'm able to get a desk. But last semester I was working at my dining room table because I did not have one, and that worked out fine. You just need to have an area where you always work on your classes so your body knows that you are working when you're in that area and that nothing else, so you are productive and you get things done. The next thing that I want to talk about is one of my favorite things that I got last year during school. Blue light glasses. I love blue light glasses, okay? These are actually the second pair that I have because my first pair broke and I couldn't find the screw, so I couldn't fix them. But I love my blue light glasses, okay? Literally get these whenever you're working on the computer or on your online classes or anything like that. Get these glasses. Even if you're not working on stuff, even if you're just watching YouTube videos at night, you need blue light glasses, okay? They're literally amazing. They help my eyes to not hurt after working on the computer for so long and staring at a screen, and they also help with my headaches when I work on the computer for a long time. Blue light glasses are a must, okay? I got my first pair from Aerie. They're really, really cheap there. Aerie is definitely the cheapest place that I found, but like I said, my glasses broke. I did have them for a good amount of time before they broke, but they did break. I would highly suggest getting blue light glasses though. That is a must for online classes. My next tip for online classes is to always put your phone away from you, okay? Your phone is literally a huge distraction when you are doing work. It's just good to get it away from you, put it at an arm's length distance or more, so you have to physically get up to get your phone if you need it. That definitely stops me from getting my phone so much because I'm I don't want to get up, I'll just do it later. So definitely put your phone far away from you if you know you're not going to need it for anything important like anybody calling you. Put it away from you when you're doing your online classes. You do not want that distraction, especially if you're in a Zoom meeting or you're listening to a lecture. You do not want that distraction. Just like in a normal class, you're not going to have your phone out while you're listening to your professor. It's just treat it as much like a normal class as you can. That is also another tip, but put your phone away, just like you would in normal classes. And the next thing I would suggest, which when I've told people this in the past, they've looked at me like I'm crazy, but I do it and it works for me. I would suggest taking notes for your online classes. Some people that I know don't take notes for their online classes, and that doesn't really make sense to me because it's just like a normal class. Like when you're reading the textbook, you should take notes when you normally take notes. When you're listening to a lecture, you should still take notes. Even though it's online, it's like the same thing. So whenever I'm doing online classes, I will take notes of all the vocabulary words, of all the important points that the professor tries to point out. And if I'm reading a PowerPoint, I will take notes during that. Even if the professor's not like talking in the background, I'll still take notes for the PowerPoint and the textbook when I'm just working on my own. I take notes literally all the time. I probably take too many notes, but it hasn't failed me yet. So I would just want you guys to know that you should still be taking notes even in your online classes, because it's just like a regular class. It's just online. So take as many notes as you normally would. I guess if you would normally not take notes, then you don't have to take notes online, but I would definitely still take notes even though it's online. It's still important to get all that information in your head and to know all of that information that they're trying to teach you. Another tip for online classes specifically that you wouldn't necessarily have to do with regular classes is to set a time to work on them. So I've had online classes in the past where they do not meet through Zoom, and it's just like you're all on your own. You have to figure out a time to work on it because we're not meeting a specific time. So what I have done in the past is I've said like, okay, Mondays I'm working on this class, Tuesdays I'm doing this class, and then like go at it like that. If you need more than one day, take more than one day. Like, you just need to fit your online classes into your schedule with your regular classes. Also, another thing that I've done in the past is if I have like an hour or an hour and a half break in between my on-campus classes, I have gone to the library to work on my online classes. So it's like, what else are you going to do in that hour and a half while you're just like sitting around waiting for your other class to start? Work on your online class. It's perfect. That's what I've always done, and I found it really helpful when doing my online classes just to have a schedule. I'm a very like schedule oriented person, so I always have to know like when I'm doing things, and I always just have to have it in my head about, oh, I'm doing this today and I'm doing this class tomorrow, and just have it like in a schedule like that. One of my last tips for online classes does have to do with scheduling again. Like I said, I get kind of like weird about schedules. Like, I always have to have a schedule. I always have to know everything. So this one is about writing everything down in your planner, because it is so easy to forget about online classes and online projects and assignments because you're not going there every other day or every day. You're not going in class, seeing the professor. They're not reminding you about it as much. Like, you're like basically on your own to remember everything that is due in the class, because they don't send out a lot of reminders. At least that's been my experience in online classes, is they don't send out lots of reminders for due dates, quizzes, tests. Like, you really have to know that yourself. So when you would get your syllabus for your online class, literally write it all down in your planner. I know I said that in my last video about writing everything down in your planner when you get your syllabus, and the same goes for online classes, especially online classes. If you don't do it for your other ones, make sure you do it for your online class, because it is so easy to forget when things are due for online classes. Like, it's crazy. Sometimes the day before I'm like, oh my gosh, is that due for an online class? And it is, because I didn't write it down, so I forgot. But yeah, you really need to make note of everything that is due in online classes so you do not forget it, because again, it is so easy to forget. Overall, online classes aren't that much more difficult than in-person classes. I've never had an online class that I've like struggled to understand a lot. Last semester when all of our classes got cut in half and half were online, and when the beginning half was in person and then the second half was online because of Corona, my science lab class was put online, and that was a little difficult for me because I'm not that great at science, but some of my friends are in that class, so I was able to go to them for help when I needed it. And don't be afraid to email your online class professor for help either, because they will email you back usually and they will help you out if you have any questions. But I don't think that online classes are that much more difficult than in-person classes. Sometimes they're just like grade a little differently because it is online, but that's dependent on each professor. So you'll just have to see what their grading style is like when you are in that class. So yeah, I know this video was kind of shorter than my other ones, I feel like it was, but that's all the tips I have for online classes. As always, if you guys have any questions at all about college, online classes, literally anything, leave them in the comments down below and I will make sure to answer every single one of them. And if you guys also have other questions or concerns or anything, you can go to my Instagram. It's at kennedy.nicole4. Make sure to follow me on there. I think I'm going to post like a little Q&A thing on my Instagram story for anybody to ask questions about college, and maybe make a video about that, answering all of your questions. So if you want to ask a question for that, you can follow me on Instagram, or you can just type it down in the comments below. So I hope this video was really helpful for you guys. Make sure to give it a thumbs up if it was, and I will see you all next week. Bye!